Sure. Hi, Renee.
Hi.
I'm not going to ask you about the decision directly to disallow Steena's goal, but focus on things that you and the team control. But obviously, you and the team must have felt like an injustice occurred for a good minute. The players think they've equalised. I wonder if you had any thoughts on the way Arsenal had to emotionally recover and regulate after that.
Yeah, no, I'm very disappointed today. I want to put that first, and I think we'll get to the point of why. But I think there was a lot to manage for the players today. It's intensity is really high from a football and physical perspective, but also emotionally, because there's a lot of stake this game. It's a London derby. It's about the title. There's so much. So I'm really proud of the team and how they performed today from that perspective. I think the first moment that they have to get through is the block of first 15 minutes where we know Chelsea comes out fast, and unfortunately we're not successful in that period. We knew about it, but we don't manage it well enough. That's our weak moment in the game. But then the way, again, going back to mentality, the way we come back from that period of time, 15-20 minutes, it's fantastic. We grow into the game. We come back in the changing room. There's a lot of talk going on. Players connecting about solutions. Second half, belief, positive. I think we address a couple of things that we see we are doing well, and these are the areas where we can win the game, where we can score. And that was all very constructive. I think we come out well in the second half, but then again, there's a lot to manage in the second half from an emotional perspective, and that's why we come to the disallowed goal. Because in these big games, when there's so much at stake and there's two really good teams going against each other, fine margins. So if you then get the goal, you have to work so hard for that goal. It's really frustrating when it then gets disallowed, and then you have to come back from that. I think what I'm really happy with is how the players use that as positive fuel. Instead of getting frustrated and emotional and not being able to play your task on the pitch anymore, not being able to find solutions anymore, I think they used it in a positive way. It fueled them believing that we are going to score this goal, and they did in the end.
And in terms of, I know Chelsea have swapped between a back three and a back four this season, but I wondered whether anything surprised you about Chelsea's setup. They went for a four. Sonia said that was about trying to keep some control in the game and not getting pinned back into a five. Was there anything about the way Chelsea set up that was not a surprise that maybe you weren't expecting?
We were a little surprised. I think we always knew that it was going to be a big back five or a back four, and we expected certain personnel with the five and the four. But we were leaning towards them coming out in the back five. But we had two plans in place anyway. But to come out in the back four with different personnel, and of course Aggie Beaver-Jones wasn't available, but there's a couple of other changes as well. And but yeah, all the other times we've played against Chelsea, they've been in a four as well. So a little surprised, but prepared. Yeah.
Okay. Hi Renee. You talked about Steena's goal was disallowed. Do you have any opinion on Frida's goal at the end? Do you think Ashley stood?
Yeah, it's a big call in a game like this, because I've just watched video back, and it's hard to tell from the angle I've seen whether it's on or offside. So yeah, I think Tim, thank you for reminding me to keep on talking about things that we can control and the things we can't control. It is what it is, and a lot of respect for referees, because it's not easy, because we sit there in retrospect and we're looking at video and looking if it was on or offside. Referees need to make decisions in the moment. It's really hard. But at the moment, if you ask me, I think in a game like this we need just decisions. We need justice, and that's where I think VAR and technology can come in.
Do you see that? Is that something you see in the near future for the WSL? VAR coming in?
Yeah, I don't want to elaborate too much on it, but of course there's more and more at stake in the WSL and top games, but also in the relegation battle, of course, and everything in between. So I think there's more and more involved. There's more and more at stake. I think we have to have a look at it, how we grow the game on all aspects.
And just finally on this subject, I think you could say both teams maybe had some quite big decisions that incorrectly went against them today. Obviously saw the fan reaction to the referees at the end. Is it a shame that kind of at the end of the this game, it feels like the focus is so much on the decisions that were made rather than the world-class players on both teams and why it's such a big game in the WSL.
I think that's why we love football so much. It's two teams going against each other. There's a rivalry today, and there's a rivalry on the pitch and in the stands, and it's fantastic what sports can do with people, and I think that's a beautiful thing. That's why I'm proud to be part of it. But I think people will also remember the good football that was played today on the pitch. Thanks.
Hi, Renee. Just to ask about, you mentioned the early period kind of not going so well for you guys. Is that something that I think you mentioned it before the game as well. What do you think the team need to change to start kind of coming out of the blocks a bit faster in games like these?
Let me reflect on it, let me review it and watch it back. I don't think at the moment it's been a trend for us. I think we started fast against Leicester, and we've had quite some goals in the first 15 minutes ourselves as well in WSL so far. But it is important, especially in these big games, fine margins, top teams going against each other, also knowing that Chelsea comes out like that. It's a strength of theirs to come out the first 15 minutes with a lot of pace. We should have dealt with it better, yeah.
Catherine?
Hi, Renee. I just wondered on the Steiner goal that was disallowed, how quickly you were aware that it had been disallowed, because it did seem a bit confusing.
Yeah.
You got the decision.
I had no idea. The goal is scored, no one is calling for it, turn around, players are celebrating, the stadium goes crazy. It's a fantastic moment. We celebrate shortly. We connect with the tech staff on what do we do now from here. It's 1-1. What do we keep? What do we change? What's the plan going forward? And then all of a sudden I turn around and I see someone saying that the goal is disallowed. So I was very surprised.
Ron?
Hi Renee, sorry to focus on it again, but on viewing audience, it's something you mentioned before at the game at Chelsea last season. Is that something that you or the club are in discussions with the WSL about? Do you know if there's been any development from Arsenal's side on that?
Honestly, my honest answer, I don't know. Sorry.
Helen?
Yes, so this is kind of a bit of a mad week for yourself, also for Chelsea and Man United, I think. How do you prepare for this? Because you've got like a massive game that Tim will be at, obviously, in Munich. We'll just be watching on telly like normal people. And then you've got another London derby. This is just mad, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's why we're here, and that's what we want. I think how you deal with it, it's really good scheduling to start with and planning. So we do the right things at the right times with the players. Where it comes to recovery and preparation for the next game, what does that look like on all aspects? So that's key. But yeah, I know we enjoy being in this and playing all these games. When we started to look forward to this block, it was Leicester, Chelsea, Bayern, Tottenham, Real Madrid. So of course that's the games you want to play as a footballer. That's the games you want to coach. So it's we need to put it in perspective as well. It's great to be a part of, but we need to win games, and that's why I'm disappointed at the moment.
Because Sonia was just saying just now that because she's got so many vying for the same positions like yourselves, it's all about like just mad rotation, almost like in a spin cycle when you're washing your clothes and stuff like that. Just kind of madly just picking out players as they come out of the wash kind of thing. And I wondered if Kim Little is one of those players who will be coming out of the wash to play either in midweek or against Spurs, because I think she always plays well against Spurs.
I don't think so. I think she won't be available, but it's every day looking how she progresses. But at the moment, I don't expect her to be available for those two.
Because it felt like Frida Marnham, when she came on, made a massive difference, like within a second coming on. And I think she created the goal with a whipped cross, and also obviously scored, which we can argue about forever, I think. But it just felt like she seemed to connect more with, did you ever consider starting her today or not?
We had a couple of players back in the squad not being available against Leicester, so we had to manage things. And there was some knocks, some illnesses, so not everyone was ready to start and play 90. But that's a specific case. We have so many good players in the squad, so you see players making an impact from the start, and then you see 5 players coming on making a real big impact. So I'm happy with how the individuals performed today.
Can I just ask one thing more about Spurs, just in case we don't speak to you on Friday? You obviously played them in pre-season, and they played really well, didn't they? he seems to have made a huge difference. What do you think of the Spurs team this season?
Yeah, they've changed the way they play. They play more aggressive. They go more player for player and higher, and they try to make it difficult for teams in another way. And you see a lot of structure in the way they play, and they do have individuals with quality. But yeah, I haven't been watching Spurs so much yet. So next game is Bayern.
Yeah, good luck on Wednesday. Is it Wednesday?
I think so. Wednesday. Yeah.
Last couple, Megan.
Yeah, it's just one for me, but you mentioned like Nana made a really big influence when she came on, but Kyra coming across, I felt like when she came on the midfield, it felt a little bit more like just, I guess, robust. I just want to ask what you thought of her performance.
Really good, really good. What Kyra brings to the team is a lot of quality on the ball. She's so composed and calm and has so much detail in her decisions and passing. And she did that today. She's has really strong physical abilities, so she can cover ground. She's fast with and without the ball, and I think she positioned herself really well today to always be that central point, to be able to change point of attack, which we did more in the second half, and maybe could have done more in the second half as well to set up even more situations. But she did really well when she came on.
Freddie.
You said in your programme notes about the game at Stamford Bridge last season, never wanting to feel like that again. How do you feel now compared to that?
Going into the game, I felt different this time from if I compare to last time. It was also my first one against Chelsea as a head coach, and after that game I said to myself and spoke to a couple of players, like, I'm not going to feel this way again about playing against Chelsea, and I don't think anyone felt that way today. So that's part of the disappointment. I think we knew it was going to be fine margins, and I think Chelsea was always dangerous and they had good chances. So, but I think this was a moment for us at the state we were in, and the way we believed and the preparation, everything. It was a moment for us to take 3 points. So I'm disappointed.
And how crucial was the crowd in that second half? I think the decisions got them going.
Yeah, exactly. So they got going, the players got going on the pitch. The crowd was amazing. I think it's also for the players on the pitch and for us working with the team. We have to come back from adversity, and it's the same for the crowd. So they, of course, they also get disappointed when Chelsea scores that first goal, but they kept on coming back, and they got louder and louder, and they also got fueled by the decisions and wanting it even more. So yeah, I think that there was some great energy in the stadium altogether, players and crowd.
Tom.
Hi Renee. You touched on the substitutes already and some of their positive impacts. I just wanted to ask you about Taylor Hind and Olivia Smith in particular, who felt like they really helped the dynamism of the team.
Yeah, we're so happy with them in the team, and they bring a lot of athleticism, speed. So that really changed things for us. That was important, of course, managing things behind, but also exploiting things going forward. And yeah, they've integrated so well. It's not easy. We demand a lot. Our training environment is quite complex, if I can say it that way. And but they've done so well coming into the team, and I'm happy Liv is back as well, because she wasn't available against Leicester. So and Taylor is just whatever we ask from her, whether that's inside or wide or left or right, she does it for us. So she's been amazing for us.
Last one in the row, Kai.
I like how you mentioned earlier on that we should focus on the things that we could control, and I just wanted to just see, like, in the first 20 or so minutes, what went wrong with the press necessarily? Because many a times I saw the two free aids of Chelsea, particularly Erin Cuthbert, being fouled, had the opportunity to go on the half turn and attack. So what do you think went wrong?
Yeah, when we want to be aggressive from central areas, there were certain positions we wanted our sixes to pick up, and then when we weren't set or it was disorganized and we had to get set again, then sometimes we ended up in different positions, and then you have to play another role, and it's hard. And we asked a lot from the back line to step in as well. And I think it gave us a lot of success. Like I said, there was some really good high regains in the game, but a couple of moments we didn't get the detail right, and we weren't set exactly right in positions. Chelsea exploited that, and that's two really good teams going against each other.
Great. We'll leave it there, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.